December 2024, a 31-year-old developer opened his laptop and started building. No co-founder, no office, no funding, no team Slack channel. 6 months later, he sold his company for $80 million in cash. Shlomo built Base 44, an AI app builder where you type what you want and it builds the full product for you, completely alone. By month 3, it had 300,000 users. By month 6, it had crossed $1 million in annual recurring revenue. Wix acquired it for $80 million with an additional $90 million in earnouts through 2029. One person. 6 months, $170 million. Now, here's what most people do when they hear this story. They say, okay, that's the exception. That doesn't happen for normal people. And here's what I want to say to that. Peter Levels has $3.5 million in annual revenue across multiple AI products, 0 employees, no VC. Mark Liu crossed $1 million in revenue in 2025 across 3 products, 0 employees. Danny Postma built Headshot Pro to $3.6 million in annual recurring revenue, solo, from Bali. None of these are once-in-a-generation anomaly. They're all doing the same thing, using AI as a team replacement. One person with $200 a month in tools doing what previously required 15 people and Series A funding. An Anthropic CEO gave it 70 to 80% odds that the world's first billion-dollar one-person company exists by the end of 2026. So the question I want to answer today is not whether this is possible. The question is how. What is the actual model? What do you build? How do you find customers? And what are the parts that most content about this topic completely skips over? Because there is a lot of noise around this topic, a lot of courses, a lot of Twitter threads, a lot of hype, and almost none of it tells you the honest version of this story. So that is what I'm going to do today. Let's go. Coding, marketing, customer service, accounting, product design, sales. That person burns out in 4 months and makes nothing. A lone operator has built a system where AI handles 80 to 85% of execution. The operator handles strategy, customer relationships, distribution, and quality control. That person scales like a software company, not like a freelancer. Every traditional business has 2 bottlenecks: the cost of people and the time of people. If you want to do more, you hire more. If you hire more, your costs go up and your margins come down. And at some point, you spend more time managing people than building the product. AI has broken this model completely. A complete solo founder tool stack in 2026 costs between $3,000 and $12,000 per year. That is $200 to $1,000 a month. For that money, you get an AI coding tool that ships features in hours that used to take a developer 2 weeks, a design tool that produces professional quality visuals without a designer, an automation platform that runs your entire operational workflow without a single human touching it, a CRM that qualifies leads, follows up, and manages your pipeline, and customer support tooling that handles 80% of inbound queries without you. The people who are doing this have operating margins of 60 to 80%. Traditional businesses run at 10 to 20%. The math is so different that it is not an iteration on the old model. It is a completely different model. Now let me walk you through how you actually build this thing from zero. Step 1. Find a problem that already has demand. This is the step that kills most people before they even start. They spend months thinking about what to build. They brainstorm, they make lists, they talk to friends, and then they build something nobody wants. The founders who win in 2026 do not brainstorm product ideas. They go looking for existing demand and then build the product that demand is already asking for. The method Peter Levels uses is almost embarrassingly simple. He goes on Reddit, on Twitter, on forums, on review sites, and looks for complaints. Specifically, he is looking for the same complaint from many different people in many different threads. Someone complaining once is personal preference. 100 people complaining about the same thing in different places is a market gap. Mark Andreessen calls it latent demand. Demand that already exists, but has not yet been addressed by a product. The clearest example of this principle in history. Before Facebook launched Marketplace, 40% of all posts inside Facebook groups were people buying and selling things. The demand was there. The product was not. Someone just had to look at the behavior and build the obvious thing. Your job is to find the modern equivalent of that, the repeating complaint. The workflow people are currently solving with a spreadsheet and 3 different tools and a prayer. The question that keeps getting asked in every community forum with no satisfying answer. This is not creative work. It is detective work, and anyone can do it right now, today, for free. Step 2. Build the thinnest possible version that someone will pay for. This is the second place people fail. They spend 6 months building a product before showing it to a single potential customer. When they finally launch, they discover that what they built is not quite what the market wanted. 6 months gone. The Shlomo model is different. He shipped something rough within weeks and immediately started charging. The first version of Base 44 had limitations and bugs. People paid anyway. And the feedback from paying customers told him exactly what to fix first. Paying customers give better feedback than free users. A free user who does not like something just stops using it. A paying customer who does not like something sends you an angry email, which is the most valuable signal you can receive. In 2026, the tools exist to go from idea to working product in days without writing a single line of code. Lovable, Bolt, V0, Replit, and Claude Code are all platforms where you describe what you want in plain English, and the system builds it. The first version of your product should take a week or less, not 6 months. The question is not, is it perfect? The question is it good enough that someone will pay to use it? Step 3. The pricing model determines your ceiling. This is the point where most people undercharge and then wonder why their numbers never grow. A SaaS subscription model, meaning a recurring monthly fee, is the foundation of every successful solo AI business. Not one-time sales, not hourly billing, monthly recurring revenue, because monthly recurring revenue compounds. Every customer you add stays on your base while you add the next one. The pricing logic used by the most successful solo founders is this. Find out what the thing you are automating or replacing costs the customer right now and charge 30 to 50% of that. If a company currently spends $5,000 a month on a process that your product automates, charge $1,500 to $2,500 a month. The customer is saving money. You are capturing part of the value you created. Everyone wins. The specific model that works best for AI native products in 2026 is outcome-based pricing. Not you are paying for access to software. You are paying for a result. You are paying for leads generated, documents processed, support tickets resolved, hours saved. When you price on outcomes, you are not selling a tool. You are selling a guaranteed return on investment. And that is a much easier conversation. Step 4. Distribution is the actual business. This is the most important and most underrated point in this entire video. Building the product is the easy part. In 2026, AI makes it genuinely easy to build good software. The hard part, the part that separates the businesses that scale from the projects that never find customers, is distribution. And the most reliable distribution channel for a solo founder is something that takes time but costs nothing. Building in public. Peter Levels has 600,000 followers on Twitter. He got them by sharing everything: his revenue numbers, his product failures, his thinking process, his code, his mistakes. He did this for 10 years and built an audience that meant when he launches a new product, he already has tens of thousands of potential customers ready to try it. When Photo AI launched in 2023, it generated $5,400 in the first week, not because of paid ads, because Levels had 350,000 followers who had watched him build things for years and trusted his judgment. That is a 3 to 10 times advantage over launching with no audience. Now, if you do not have 10 years and 600,000 followers, the faster version of this is community distribution. Find the exact online communities where your target customer already lives. Forums, subreddits, Slack groups, Discord servers, LinkedIn communities. Contribute genuinely to those communities for months before you ever mention your product. When you eventually share what you built, you are sharing it with people who already know you and trust your perspective. That is free, targeted, high-conversion distribution. The solo founders who fail at this stage are the ones who build in silence and then launch to nobody and wonder why nothing happened. The ones who succeed build an audience before they need it. Before I tell you the most important, honest thing about this model that most people skip, let me take a quick break. Mid-roll ad break. Now here is the part of this conversation that most content about the solo AI business gets completely wrong. The title of this video says $10 million, and I want to be completely honest about what getting there actually looks like, because here's the verified reality. The highest documented solo founder revenue is Peter Levels at $3 to $3.5 million per year. Danny Postma is at $3.6 million. Mark Liu is at just over $1 million. These are the real, verified, publicly documented numbers from the people running the most successful solo operations in the world right now. Getting from $1 million to $10 million as a literal one-person operation is, with very few exceptions, not realistic with today's tools. Not because the model breaks down, but because at $10 million in revenue, you have customers who need account management. You have technical complexity that needs infrastructure oversight. You have compliance, legal, finance requirements. The bottleneck is no longer building the product. It is serving customers at scale. The founders who hit $10 million have almost always brought in 2 to 5 people by that point. Not a traditional 50-person company. Not literally one person either. So what does solo AI business actually mean at $10 million? It means one founder with a tiny, mostly AI-powered team, where the founder is still the operator, the decision maker, the product designer, but 2 people handle customer success. One person handles finance, and the rest is AI. The $10 million number is real. The path to it is real. But if someone is selling you a course that says you will do it completely alone, that is the part to be skeptical about. Here is the better way to frame it. The solo AI model gets you to $1 to $3 million faster with higher margins and with more independence than any other business model available to a single person in history. That is a genuinely extraordinary fact. The marginal step from $3 million to $10 million involves a tiny, highly leveraged team, not a 50-person company, not venture capital, not a traditional business, but not literally one person all the way to $10 million either. The honest version of the opportunity is still one of the most exciting things happening in business right now. It just requires being clear-eyed about where the model's natural ceiling sits and what the next phase of growth actually looks like. So let me close with the actual reframe here, because I think most people are asking the wrong question about this topic. The question most people ask is, can one person really build a $10 million business? The more useful question is, what does AI do to the relationship between leverage and headcount? And the answer to that question is genuinely new in human history. For the first time, the things that used to require people writing code, designing interfaces, handling customer queries, generating marketing content, running operations workflows can now be handled by AI at near zero marginal cost, which means the leverage available to a single person with the right system is orders of magnitude higher than it has ever been. Maor Shlomo did not build a company that was worth $80 million because he is a superhuman developer. He built it because he found a real problem, built a product that solved it well, and scaled that product using AI as his entire operational layer. The technology was the team. That model does not require being Mao Shlomo. It requires finding a real problem, shipping something thin and fast, charging for it, building distribution before you need it, and being honest about the point where 1 or 2 humans need to join the system. The first $1 million has never been more accessible to a single person, and that, regardless of what happens after it, is a completely new thing in the world. I want to ask you one very specific question in the comments. If you were starting a solo AI business tomorrow, which industry or problem would you go after? Not the one that sounds most interesting. The one where you already have the domain knowledge to know exactly what is broken. Drop it below. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.